Hi and welcome. This time around we have a really unusual item. This is the one I was looking for when they sent me that jack set that was for repairing auto body. You know, if you look back on a couple of videos, I reviewed that. I didn't actually ask for that one. They sent that to me by mistake. This is the item I was looking for, and the only reason I got this is not because I think it's going to be so great. It's because it's one of the weirdest things I've seen in a long time, and I can't believe it's actually going to do what they say it's going to do. So let's just open this guy and dig right in. As I've found with most VEVOR products, the packaging is more than adequate. It's not superior, but it's adequate, and the products seem to arrive without damage. So it comes in a case. I guess that makes sense for what it's used for. You probably are wondering what the heck this is. Well, let's just dig right in. This is, for your car, an electric, supposed 5-ton jack. I don't know how they're going to get 5 tons. This thing's not even particularly heavy. So I don't know how they're going to get anything like 5 tons out of this, but it's pretty impressive nonetheless. And it's an electric jack, so you're trying to, you know, crank your car up out in the middle of nowhere. Supposedly, this guy will be able to do the trick. It also comes with some additional tools, like a safety tool here, which is weird because you probably wouldn't want to leave this one in here. This is for emergencies. This is to break window glass. And it's very soft plastic. I don't think they were intending on this being the main item. It's actually not molded, or it's not a molded handle. It's a 2-piece thin plastic handle, although I'm pretty sure that if you tap the glass with the point here, you would be able to break the safety glass. And this is supposedly to cut a seat belt, and that is just a razor blade wedged in there. This thing's pretty lightweight, but you're not buying it for this. So that's not what we're looking at. We're looking for the electric hydraulic jack, and the price of this thing is $110 essentially, $109.99, which is an unbelievably low price considering what this thing's supposed to do. 5 ton. So it runs off the 12 volts in your car. They've got a very long extension plug for it here. So looking at this guy, this is all plastic. There's a base that looks like it's cast aluminum that's underneath the piston here that is going to be what you're going to use to lift your car 5 tons. I question the 5 tons, but this is just a really unusual but interesting product. I've never seen anything like it. So it actually comes with a cable interface here where you can either come straight off your batteries, or you can connect up the lighter adapter, and it looks like they may have an option for a power supply at some point, although it doesn't come with one. And it looks like they provide storage inside here for this guy. And maybe the clips, because there's some extra room. That might be tight though. But yeah, it looks like you could easily store this in there. So I'm guessing that this is a hydraulic pump in here that runs on 12 volts. And they're going to use that hydraulic pump to pump up this piston, which they're claiming is going to lift 5 tons. I kind of question that. It also has a light here, which could be useful if you're changing a tire. Oh, and it's got an air pump also. So not only is it a jack, but it's also an air pump. Okay, this gets more unlikely to be awesome the more I look at it, but it is such an unusual tool. Let's plug this in and give it a try. Alrighty, so I don't have this out by the car right now, but I do have it on a power supply. This thing is rated to draw a maximum of 15 amps, which my power supply is only good for 5, which means I'd never be able to get to maximum pumping pressure on this, which is okay. That's fine. I just want to see how the basic functions work. So the light, it's got an up light to where you're lifting the jack. That's a nice thought, as well as a flashlight right here that's reasonably bright. This was amazingly bright. That's kind of frightening. The air pump seems to work, and what do we need? Oh, got to put it in jack position over here. So it's immediately drawing maximum, more current than my power supply can really provide. The voltage is dropping as a result because it can only provide 5 amps. But it is working. So I'm going to need to get this out to the car. Unfortunately, at the moment, it's raining, so I can't really test that theory. But this seems to be working, and the farther up it goes, the less current. It also has a threaded center post, which is really handy on getting a fine adjust. We're almost all the way up. Let's see if it has a limit switch. Oh, holy cow. Does it have an internal piston too? Look at that. That was unexpected. That is a really impressive height it's got there. I thought this thing was going to be totally inadequate to lift a car up unless you had some blocks with you. But this thing really has a, there's the maximum limit. And we're talking 8.5 inches of lift. That's very impressive. Or for our metric friends, let's see if I have a tape measure that's got metric. 21.5 centimeters. So that's got an amazing range on it. That's actually a very useful height. I am very impressed at that. I didn't think I'd be able to pull that one off. But this thing doesn't feel heavy enough to have a hydraulic pump and a reservoir. So I'm guessing this is purely electric. And that they've got a heavily geared down motor that would feed the pump over here, the air pump, that is driving this guy. And inside here is a screw, and they're taking advantage of the mechanical advantage there. Okay, so it doesn't damage itself when it hits the bottom, it just quits working. Yeah, it just keeps going in freewheels. That's good, that's not a bad design. So the air pump, I'm kind of curious what kind of pressure that would generate. It claims to go to 150 psi. Here's the air side. So it comes with some spare fuses and ball inflators, and then a thread-on adapter for blowing up your car tire. So I'm kind of curious here because there is a safety valve release here, and you pop this little rubber puck out. I think you pop the rubber puck out, or do you twist this? No, I'm thinking you pop this out. Maybe it does have a hydraulic reservoir, because otherwise why would you have a safety valve? Anyways, I am really curious to see how this thing is put together. So why don't we open it up and take a look? But I will say right here on the side it says electric hydraulic jack, so it must be hydraulic. That is insane. Sorry, I still have a little bit of congestion from COVID, which is why I've been not releasing a whole lot of videos, because I've been out of it for a while. So plastic self-threading screws makes assembly quick and easy. Stickers going across the seam, so I'm going to have to cut at least one of those. Okay. Let's see, what else am I missing here? This plastic bit probably snaps. Oh, okay. It threads off. Okay. 2 motors. Wow, I am really impressed. 2 motors. And here's your hydraulic fluid in a rubber bladder. So here's a thought. If you're storing this in your car long term, if this rubber breaks down, it might leak. So be careful with that. You know, after a while, all rubber products tend to break down. Ozone and whatnot. That's really cute. I have never seen a bladder, a hydraulic fluid bladder that's made out of rubber before. That is really creative on their part. And here's your hydraulic pump, and they have a big giant aluminum heatsink, and then just a hydraulic jack. I didn't think there was any chance it could be hydraulic because I couldn't see where they could store the fluid, but they were really creative. I give them an A on that one. And the air pump is pretty straightforward and simple. Probably works fine in an emergency, but you know, this is relying on O-rings on the piston here. So again, if this stays in your car, you know, baked to, you know, 150 degrees or however hot your car gets inside, after, you know, a bunch of years of that, I live in Southern California, so it gets really hot here, so I'm pretty aware of that. Plus then you get ozone and smog, and the combination of those things break down plastics. So just be aware of it. If you're gonna store this in your car, maybe you wanna put it in a plastic bag, or check it, you know, every couple of years to make sure it hasn't started leaking, because that could be a problem. But the design is pretty amazing. I've got to say, this is one of the most creative products I've seen in a long time. Not in a million years did I think they were going to fit a hydraulic pump assembly and jack in here, which they claim they have. Now, whether it gets 5 tons, that's a whole nother question. But if it's enough to lift your car, that's all you really need. So we'll pop this out to the car when it quits raining here and give it a good test and see if I can lift the car up. By the way, the rubber bit on top was to get to the release valve, but you need an Allen key, which they provide, by the way, inside this little thing here. So you pop the rubber cap off and you can release the hydraulic fluid if your battery dies, so you can lower your car in an emergency. That's a nice touch. I took this all the way out just so you could see the huge capacity of hydraulic fluid here. I'm still blown away by this. Look at this bladder. That holds quite a bit of volume, but you'd need that to have a 2-stage piston that presses out as far as it does. So there you go. You know, I was thinking, rather than try and lift up a car, which only tells you if the jack can lift up 400 or 500 pounds, because one wheel of a car is not even a quarter the weight of the car. Even the back half of the car wouldn't be half the car, because you're sitting on a plane, you know, part of the weight's gonna go forward. So it's not even half. So I thought, well, you know what? Let's see if I can press my hydraulic press apart with a load cell in between. This is a 100,000 pound load cell, and I preloaded it with 26 pounds just by tightening this guy here to hold it in place. To power it, I bought this 50 amp 12 volt power supply. The fuse in the unit is only good for 15, I think. So if I push this, it should blow the fuse. But what I'm curious is, will we be able to get 10,000 pounds? And actually, I think this, if I remember right, it was rated to 5 metric tons, which would be more than 10,000 pounds, if I remember looking at the manual. So it wasn't the manual, it was the website that says 5 tons or 11,023 pounds, which basically is talking about 5 metric tons. There'd be 2.2 pounds per kilogram. That works out to about 11,023. So that's what it is. I actually don't see that in the manual. They have all kinds of specs, but not that one. I guess they're figuring you're never really going to lift 5,000 pounds with this anyways, because, you know, the backside of someone's car is not going to weigh 5,000 pounds unless it's a truck full of cargo. You know, it's 5 tons, but it doesn't say it's metric. All right, well, let's give it a test, see what happens. So just to check it, light works fine. That's a good sign. We're in the jack position, so let's go up. So we're at 3,000, 5,000 pounds already. It leaks a little back, but not terribly, or things are stretching. All right. So they had some wishful thinking there. I'm sort of thinking that it's leaking back past the hydraulic pump, and you're getting closer to 3 English tons out of it, or US unit tons, not 5 tons, but that's still more than you'd need for most cars. That really is it. It's kind of maxing out. So I think the 5-ton rating is a little bit inaccurate, but it certainly does 3 tons, and I'd be impressed if this was rated at 1 ton, considering the tiny size of this thing. Just to be sure, I pulled the Allen wrench out and went to the emergency release valve and made sure that it was fully tight. It's actually so tight I can't even release it. I probably would have to stick it in this way. It is really cranked on. Wow. Yeah, you're not releasing that. That is really freaking tight. So I say we give this thing one more shot, just a quick test to see how it handles itself. So there it is starting to load. Quick 1,500 pounds, 1,400 pounds, 3,000 pounds, 5,000 pounds. Nope. That's it. Well, not what they promised, but certainly enough for any normal vehicle, including a truck. Unless you want to lift the whole thing, but certainly one wheel or maybe even the back end or front end. So what do I think about the VEVOR 5-ton car jack? Well, I have sort of mixed feelings about it. On the plus side, I think it's pretty amazing design and very creative. I never thought they'd fit a electric powered hydraulic pump in such a small package, let alone one that could be powered by your car to lift your car. That's an impressive achievement all by itself. It will do 3 tons, so it'll pretty much, that's US tons, not metric. It will lift pretty much the one corner of pretty much any car out there and the back end of most cars. So it pretty much will do its job as needed. It doesn't meet spec, so that's definitely an issue. Another issue is I've got a little bit concerns about the rubber bladder for the hydraulic fluid. That also could be a problem over time. I don't know if it's natural rubber, synthetic rubber. I couldn't tell. It's just black rubber-like material. So it wasn't silicone, which would have given me a better feeling because that has a long lifespan and ozone and things don't break it down. But it's still a really impressive design, very creative solution that I've never seen anything like before. So I still got to give them kudos for thinking of this thing. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up in creativity, a thumb sideways in meeting spec, or a thumbs down in meeting spec. It's adequate, but it doesn't meet their claims. The construction's pretty reasonable, especially for the price, $100. It's got an air compressor in it, which is another really nice touch, which is a whole separate motor and pump, which is really also weird to me that they didn't double utilize the same motor to save money, which they didn't. So that was kind of interesting. These extra items in here, like the gloves and the window breaker, seatbelt cutter, they're fine, but if you had to get in the back of the car to get that, you're probably not going to get that. This sort of thing would be available inside the car for emergency, or maybe you're trying to get someone else out of their car, so then that would be useful. But in any case, the big ticket item is this guy. It's kind of interesting and very creative design, so that's what I think about it. It's pretty neat design. Thanks for watching. Hope you find it useful. Hope to see you next time.